Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Alternative Programming. I'm your host, Jackuwarz. This is a show where we take a topic, then we talk about it. Last time, I went over my takeaways from this year's E3 after Nintendo's Direct, and a few more announcements right before it, like from Xbox and Bethesda. And this time, we're going to have some Tetris Effect gameplay in the background. Actually, there's a few things I want to talk about with Tetris Effect. So there's a beta for the game that's going to be testing out a few things. It's not closed. It was awfully quick. They found plenty of players to sign up for the beta. But when Tetris Effect Connected, the free expansion pass, comes out for all platforms besides Windows, PC, and Xbox Series platforms. It'll also come out for PS4 and other platforms too. Well, mainly PS4. That I can name off the top of my head. Maybe Steam, Epic Games will have it too. But yeah, just those areas will have it. And also, soon we're gonna have cross-platform multiplayer, a spectator mode for friend matches, room IDs that are in Tetrio, PAL speed in classic score attack, zone battles and slow speed mode. Just more additions to the game that it's going to be hella fun. Cross-platform multiplayer I'm most excited for because I'm trying to play I'm play Tetris Effect Connected on PC, and that's my GoPro. There's barely anybody playing on PC. I don't know where the player base is, or maybe that's just everybody that's everybody's playing on console. Barely anybody can save up money and afford for a gaming PC. Anyways, that's just me rambling about Tetris Effect Connected. That's the gameplay in the background. Kind of also these one-on-one multiplayer matches. I need to play more of this so I can get better players to play against, because kind of mopping the floor with some of these lower level players. So get through a few of those, montage it even, because how quick they are. And at the very end, we'll wrap it up with some co-op gameplay with two other random players. But anyways, the main topic of this video, I'm going over the my franchise retrospective on the Mega Man franchise. Now, we don't have to go too far back to find my first time playing a Mega Man game. We're talking 2015, and yeah, mainly 2015. I began my interest in the Mega Man series right after Mega Man himself got announced for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, 3DS. It got announced, and I started getting real interested. Kind of a weird thing too. I also used the 1986 Transformers movie to get me into the hype of Mega Man 2. Kind of a weird combination, but since they're both robots, then it kind of fits. But that was another thing that got me in the mood for Mega Man. I would play as the orange skin of Mega Man and pretend he's Rodimus Prime from the movie. And then that was what got me over the peak, so I can get into playing one of my first Mega Man game, which was Mega Man X. Yeah, it's the game that I played on my channel. About a few months later, then I would do a playthrough of the game. I actually did. I really enjoy Mega Man X. It's a very, very simple game, and a worthy successor. Not really a successor, but a sequel series to the classic Mega Man series. And it's one of those must-play games on the Super Nintendo, right up there with Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario World. Super Mario Kart I can throw in there too. That's a good game for the Super Nintendo also. F-Zero too. That's another one too. The F-Zero game, not F-Zero 2. There's no sequel for that game, but you get what I mean. So anyways, Mega Man X, that was my favorite game. Even though I did play Mega Man X2, I did get that also on the Wii U eShop. I played it once, but I feel like I gotta play it a few more times. There's some alternative endings depending whether or not you get the parts to repair Zero. And then there's some other collectibles you can get, just like in the first game, like additional E-tanks and special moves, like in the in Mega Man X, you have the Hadouken, and here I think it's the Shoryuken. So that's all good fun stuff. So that was my time playing Mega Man X. I didn't really get too much into the classic games. I did try out Mega Man 2, maybe 3, on a friend's 3DS, 2DS at school during my senior year in high school. Played a little bit of that. That was something. But my big gripe with the classic Mega Man games, I feel the platforming there is a bit too tight. Well, in the way that like jumps are very specific for my liking, and Mega Man's jump isn't very high. That was one thing, and then and also I felt Mega Man, the original Mega Man's movements were a bit basic, too basic for my liking, compared to what X had. I felt X had the right amount of moves, being able to dash and wall jump. I think that was everything that Mega Man needed to have for the kind of game. So I really didn't get too much into the classic Mega Man games. Kind of stayed towards the X games. You know, I think there's fewer good X games than there are classic games, just generally speaking, but not by experience really. But we're gonna whip it all the way to the year 2019, around that time when the Mega Man X Legacy Collection came out for the Switch, and of course, yeah, I bought it, and I played Mega Man X4, and that was it. I should be playing all those games since I bought it, but yeah, that game quickly got tossed into the backlog of games that I need to get around to playing. You know, like Nier Automata, the other half of the Generation 5 Pokemon games, the sequel Pokemon Black and White games, and so on. But that's quite a lot of games. But still, if I just sit down and play all of them, get the time to, then problem solved. But I think maybe I should just replay X and then do them chronologically, or I could skip and just play the ones that are the best, the critically acclaimed ones. Like there's just Mega Man X1, X2, I suppose, but mainly X4. I heard that one is the strongest. Which I ended up playing the most out of that collection because I already played Mega Man X1. I gave the more notorious ones a try, like X6 and X7, mainly X7, but they're alright games. The problem with those games is maybe not the design and story, but the levels at that point weren't too interesting. It's pretty much the same Mega Man game we've been playing, but X7 tried to throw in the 3D aspect, playing Mega Man games in 3D, and oh boy, it's one of the very few 2D games 2D series games that just didn't translate well into 3D. It's kind of a shame. They tried to do that with other games, not just like X7. They tried it with the Legends series, and there's some areas where the game excels, but for the most part, it didn't resonate with everybody that played Legends. So that's something. So I really need to get back to take a drinking game for when I have to bring up backlog games that I need to start playing. But that's something. I guess another nugget that I can throw in to this X Legacy collection is X8. That's a very interesting game. It's the only game in the series. Well, that's on the PS2. Everything else is either PlayStation 1 or Super Nintendo. And actually, X7 is also PS2, and X8 is PS2. So there's that. But X8, it goes back to its roots. It ditches whatever innovation they were trying with X7 and just goes back to 2D. And I gotta say, it was great, but I felt like at that time, in 2004, the novelty of Mega Man games was starting to wear out. Capcom was kind of pushing out too many Mega Man games at that point. Kind of crazy to think there was a time where we were getting too many Mega Man games, and nowadays it feels like we'll get one or here and there. But before the release of Mega Man 11, yeah, we really didn't see that many Mega Man games come out. And to see Mega Man X8, the last original Mega Man X game. I say original because there's also Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, that came out a year or two later on the PSP, which is just a remake of Mega Man X, the original. There's that. But it's been since 2004 since Mega Man X8 came out, and we haven't had the Mega Man X9 since. Which I'm really interested if we do get a Mega Man X9, can it tie into the Mega Man Zero games that would come out later? Although Capcom really doesn't like branching this different series. They didn't like branching in the Mega Man Classic with X. They didn't really combine the big century gap. And same case with the Mega Man X series to the Zero series. It takes place another 100 years into the future in this series. That's another series I gotta get more playtime with, because in 2020, very early, the Mega Man Zero Legacy Collection came out, and not just Zero, but you had the 2 ZX games on the DS thrown into that collection as well. I played them. Oh yeah, and just the first game. I need to get around to playing the Zeros 3 and Zeros 2, 3, and 4, and then the 2 ZX games. So I started with Zero 1, just to be all chronological, and never got around to it. Whether it be I just need an audience to play with it or something, I don't know. That's something. And I played it with the rookie mode on, just because in Zero 1 there's a lot of grinding you have to do to rank up your stuff and get some suitable weapons to play with for the rest of the game. And if you have the rookie mode on, that kind of saves the time for that. You don't have to do any of that grinding. You already have you have decent weapons at the time. But one thing I really like about the Zero series, from what I've seen on YouTube and read about, is it's got a very rich story, very story-driven Mega Man game. Not too many that you would find nowadays, I feel, without going into PlayStation territory. But the Zero series, it's got some dense stuff. It covers over. It's vague, but vague enough in what it's telling, and what happens from leading up to the events of Zero, and what happened within those 100 games from the Zero series and the X series. What happened to Mega Man X? That's also interesting, and just what happens to the whole planet in between all that. The Elf Wars, which we get to hear more of in the 3rd game, and I think we piece together what happens exactly in the 3rd game. It's kind of interesting stuff, kind of the world of fate kind of stuff. But I gotta say, the X and Zero series, those are phenomenal games. If you haven't played them, and if you do decide to play them, you won't be disappointed with any of those games. If you want to play Mega Man X, I'd recommend playing 1 and 4. Those are the 2 best Mega Man X games. And if you want to get into the Zero series, maybe you can start with 1, but you can probably get away with skipping that and going straight to 2. But I think if you want the full thing, I'd recommend playing all 4 Mega Man Zero games. And then there's the ZX series, kind of an interesting one. And since it's DS, the game has to find a way to map all the functionalities on the touchscreen, and they actually do. There's just these sub menus that I guess move the cursor touchscreen and do it for you. And the really interesting thing too is this Zero ZX collection is also on the Xbox Series X, Xbox platform, and the PlayStation on PS4 and 5. No, I get this wrong. It's on the PS4 and the Xbox One. This was before the Xbox Series X and PS5 came out. Whoops. So to see that, to see a Nintendo DS game like ZX in that capacity being on a competitive console like that and working, that's kind of fascinating. And when are you else gonna see a game like that? It's that's quite something. Very surreal. But that's all I got for my retrospective on the Mega Man series. I really didn't touch too much on the classic series because I didn't play most of it. Just used Mega Man the original to play as in Smash Brothers. which I played more of Mega Man in Smash Wii U, but just it's all because he doesn't do too much damage in Ultimate that I didn't play nearly as much Mega Man nowadays. But still, I guess just work with the jabbing, kind of disrupt your opponent's flow and attack. Then I guess you can get some success with Mega Man in Ultimate, but there's that. But I'm going on a ramble, commentaries all over the place, as if it wasn't already. I'm going to wrap up this commentary. Thank you for watching this edition of Alternative Programming. Next time, we're going to have not one, not two, not even three, but 4 franchises. Gonna go in depth with 4 of them for the next edition of Alternative Programming. There'll be Street Fighter, Bayonetta, Castlevania, and Final Fantasy. We're just gonna go flying through those franchises, giving, well, not really retrospective, but my thoughts on all those franchises. So, tune in next time, very soon actually, because the NASCAR Fantasy Live, we're doing this Pocono doubleheader, and there's gonna be 2 videos. I'll do that, and I'll do that for this series too. So stay tuned very soon, as I'll do the franchise retrospectives for those 4 franchises. So thank you for watching this Alternative Programming episode. Catch you next time.